And lying back, soles of the feet touch together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe hands on hips. Working with breath. These slow inhalations and exhalations. And if you want, just because I want to talk about core today a lot, maybe we can all start. We can put our right hand right on the core muscles of the front, so rectus abdominis. Just kind of breathing into it. In where as the muscle contracts. Maybe as we breath trying to activate our core, maybe using a little bit of Uddiyana Bandha as we exhale. Maybe bringing our right hand to the sides, maybe two hands. Just kind of feeling our obliques. Again, just bringing awareness to the muscle group. And slowly making our way out of the pose. Coming into a tabletop position. Warming up the spine and the core. We're going to take some cat-cow tilts. We'll start by stacking our joints here, looking behind you. Make sure you can't see your big toes. And just warm up the spine. Inhale into our cow, and the belly hangs soft. Exhale, pulling belly button back to spine, coming into cat. And just work at your own pace between the two poses. Finding some stillness, coming back at the tabletop. Coming into our sunbird position now. Driving the left heel back. Extending the right arm up. Staying here. Really creating length on both sides of our body now, right? So extending the crown of the head to the front of the room. Reaching the front arm forward. Driving through the back heel of the left leg. And use our Uddiyana Bandha for core, for extra stability, belly button back to spine. Creating a flow now, elbow to knee. And drive the heel back, stretching out both sides. And move up a little bit, keep kicking my couch. Elbow to knee. Extend, 3 more, elbow to knee. Extend, working with breath now, elbow to knee. Extending. Elbow back to knee, and driving that heel, reaching the front arm. Coming back into our tabletop. Maybe just rocking hips a little bit side to side. And again, I'm doing this personally too, just gonna feel a little tightness in my hips today. So anytime you wanna do a little something extra to make it your own practice, feel free to do that. No one knows your body like your own, right? Especially in the moment. Switching sides now. Right leg extended, left arm out. And creating length on both sides now. And coming into that flow now, elbow to knee. Driving the heel forward, reaching the front arm up. Crown of the head pulling to the front of the room. Elbow to knee. And extending. Elbow to knee. Extend. Elbow to knee. Extend, and one more for good luck. Elbow to knee. And extend. Back into our tabletop. Placing my forearms down on the mat. I'm going to come into just a regular forearm plank here to start. For those of us who've taken my class before, you probably know what's coming next. Just want to call it into attention here. If you do have issues coming into plank, there's a lot of muscles involved here. It's not really just the core, and we'll see that in the push-up position as well. So really, as you come forward, just kind of rock your way forward on the balls of your foot, really drive those heels, but really activate your legs. So our quadriceps, our thighs should be nice and strong in this pose. Pulling core back, belly button back to spine. Activating our core. Hugging the sides in as our transversus abdominis, right? Hugging the sides in for stability. And now coming into dolphin, push away from the forearms and zip up through the abdominals. And leaning forward onto the balls of our foot. Coming into that plank. Zipping up through the abdominals back to the dolphin. Again, totally rocking the hips forward into the plank. Zipping up back into dolphin. 2 more. Coming into our high plank. Back through dolphin. 1 more coming into high plank. Coming through our dolphin pose. And lowering the knees. Coming to our tabletop position. And maybe rocking the hips a little back and forth. A little sip of water here. Got my air conditioner shut off. Coming up on the toes now. We push away. Coming into our downward facing dog. Pressing through the mat. Maybe a slight bend in our knees. Pedal out your heels. And walk feet to hands and hanging in a forward fold of your choice. That for me, I like to start with a rag doll and resting my chest, or my ribs rather, right at my thighs. The important thing is to get that head nice and heavy. And rock the head side to side. Maybe head bang a little bit. Music's getting a bit heavier, right? Anything you need to do, take tension out of your neck. Driving through the heels now, reaching up, extended mountain. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward folding. Zipping up through the abdominals into our halfway lift. Much as we can. Knees, hips stacked right over the heels. Again, pulling shoulders away from ears, right? Creating that length. Keeping that spinal extension, natural curvature of the spine. And forward folding. Do a couple more half salutations. Inhale. Reach and rise. Hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Zip up through the abdominals into our halfway lift. Hinge at the hips. Forward fold. 1 more time, driving through the feet. Inhale, reach and rise. Hinging at the hips, forward folding. Coming into our halfway lift. Hands on the mat. Coming into our high plank. Just like we did in that forearm plank, as we come through our low push-up, come onto the balls of our feet. Legs nice and activated here, hugging the sides in. Through our chaturanga. Inhale the back bend, pushing the hips forward. Maybe stay a little bit here longer. Exhale, pushing away. Zipping up through the core, downward facing dog. Walking feet to hands. We'll go through that again. Inhale the halfway lift. Again, shoulders away from ears. That nice extension, forward fold. Drive through the heels, reach and rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to our halfway lift. Hands to the mat. Into our high plank. Again, rocking forward. And keeping our shoulders away from our ears as we lower down through our low push-up. Inhale the back bend. Coming onto the balls of our feet. Pressing away. Downward facing dog. Walking your hopping feet to hands. Inhale the halfway lift. Exhale the forward fold. Driving through the feet, reaching and rising. Hinging at the hips, forward folding. Inhale the halfway lift. Hands to the mat. Coming high to low push-up. Inhaling back bend. Exhaling the downward facing dog. Remember, the little jump back I did is not required to do in the class. That's something you can do. Feel free to take that at any point. Or just naturally go from high to low plank. Or come right into the downward facing dog. All right, coming into Sun B now, adding a few more poses to the routine. Walking or hopping feet to hands. Inhale the halfway lift. Exhale, I'm going to sit back in the chair pose. As much as we can, I love doing this from the side with nice videos. I can see my ankles and my knees. Come up on your seat a little bit. That's what it takes. Trying to stack joints. Hands to heart center. We're going to step back into a crescent lunge. The right foot back. And bring our arms up maybe like a warrior one arm. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left side. Option to place the right hand down. Open the twist. Hands to the mat, both legs back. Come through your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. Driving the right leg up. We're going to do a tiger stretch. I'm going to go right knee, right elbow. Drive that heel back. Right knee, left elbow. Getting those twisting muscles involved, the obliques. Drive the right foot up. And switching sides. Left leg, three-legged dog. Float left knee, left elbow. Drive the left heel up. Left knee, right elbow. Getting those twisting muscles involved. Excellent. Driving up the left heel. Both feet to the mat. Walk or hop feet to hands. And we'll go through that again. Inhale the halfway lift. Exhale, sitting back in that chair pose. Bringing hands to heart center. Bring the left leg back. Coming into our crescent lunge. Whoop, and remember, try not to slip. Remember in our crescent lunge, we have our heel as much as we can with the ball of our foot. It's a warrior one arms, here for a breath. Inhale, hands to heart center, twisting to the right side. Try not to sink into our leg too much, pressing away with our tricep on our quadricep. Option to open the twist here. Awesome, great job everyone. Hands to the mat. Come through our flow, we're meeting downward facing dog. And coming through the tiger stretch flow again, right like three-legged dog. Float right knee to right elbow. Drive the right leg up. Right knee, left elbow, firing up those obliques. Driving the foot up. Switching sides. Left leg, three-legged dog. Floating left knee, left elbow. Drive the foot up. Get our core nice and activated. Left knee, right elbow. Giving us that extra stability we need. Driving the leg up. Both feet in the mat. Walking or hopping feet to hands. Woo. Inhale the halfway lift. Exhale, sitting back into our chair. Adding some twisting to this pose. Hands to heart center. And we'll twist starting on the left side. Option to open our twist. Remember, if you're in this pose, make sure you don't have one knee bowing out more than the other. And slowly transitioning out of the pose into a forward fold. Sitting back into our second chair pose. Hands to heart center, twisting to the right side. Opening the twist. And coming back into our chair, hands to heart center, step right leg back. Warrior one arms, hands to heart center, twist to the left side. Option to open the twist. And we're getting those obliques fired up. Both hands to the mat. Coming through our flow. We're meeting downward facing dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. Float right knee, right elbow. Drive the heel. Right knee, left elbow. Drive the heel. And switching feet. Left leg, three-legged dog. Left knee, left elbow. Drive the left foot. Left knee, right elbow. Drive the foot, meeting downward facing dog. Walking or hopping feet to hands. Inhale the halfway lift. And again, sitting back into our chair pose. Hands to heart center. Left leg step back. Good hip. So very important for hip strength here, hip flexor strength, hip extender strength. And warrior one, hands. Hands to heart center. Coming into our twist. Awesome, both hands to the mat. Come through our flow. Meeting back and downward facing dog. And feel of mine, my quadriceps definitely fired up from all those chairs and stepping back from chair. Hopefully you guys are feeling that too. Right leg, three-legged dog. Right knee, right elbow. Driving the ankle up. Right knee, left elbow. And driving the foot up. And switching sides, going through the flow. Meeting downward facing dog. Through a high plank. Coming through our flow. Meeting back and downward facing dog. Awesome. Hovering over into a high plank. Centering the left hand. Coming into our, side plank. And nice and rooted to the mat here. Not seeing any hip dip too. And slowly folding out. If you really want to take the vinyasa, feel free to do so. Otherwise, meet back and downward facing dog. And I'm just going to switch sides to face you. We're in downward facing dog. Hovering over to a high plank. Center the right hand. Open up. Coming to our side plank. Breathing here. And pressing away. Not any hip dip. And back into our high plank. Coming through the flow. And we're meeting in downward facing dog. We can come through child's pose for a second. And reach to the front of the mat. And having a drink of water. And we'll see some awesome guitar solos, right? So we'll stay here for a couple more breaths before making our way through tabletop and back into downward facing dog. And since we love crescent lunge so much, we'll do a little more of that. Right leg, three-legged dog. Stepping to the front of the mat. Coming into our crescent lunge. And good hip strength here. It's a little much for you after all that. Always feel free just to bring your left knee down to the mat and rock forward. Kind of giving your hip flexion a nice luxury bit of a stretch. Otherwise, you're here with me. I'm thinking for a couple more breaths. And we'll open up into our warrior two. And coming to a dancing warrior flow, we'll start by straightening the front foot, touching the hands at the top. And back into our warrior two, deep extraction of the pose, and touching at the top. Let's take it at your own pace. No one to keep up with. And for me, you guys might be able to hear my rep counter, which is my right ankle likes to click. And finishing the one you're working on, maybe back in warrior two. Reversing our warrior, making sure as we do that, as we inhale, we're not straightening that front foot like in the previous pose. It's reaching the right hand up. Relax, a good stretch. Leaks, a good stretch. Coming back through our warrior two. Forearm to quadricep. Reach for the front of the room. If you want to add the extra core, pick up the bottom hand. Driving through the feet. Back into warrior two. And cartwheeling the hands to the mat. Coming through our flow. Left leg, three-legged dog. Step into the front of the mat. Coming into our crescent lunge. Just here for a couple breaths. Again, the knee down option is always a great option here. When you're ready, we'll come back through our regular crescent lunge and open up into our warrior two. And coming through our flow, equal on both sides, we come through our dancing warrior. Hands a touch at the top. Slowly lower. Inhaling at the top. Just taking it at our own flow and our own pace. Some people even like to do this with their eyes closed. A moving meditation, if you will. Back into our warrior two. Palms to the ceiling. Inhaling, reach up, reversing our warrior. Back through our warrior two. Forearm to quadricep. Extended side angle to the front of the room. And picking up that bottom hand. Driving through the feet back into warrior two. Cartwheel with your hands to the mat. And we'll come through our flow. Awesome job, everyone. Right leg, three-legged dog. And again, step it to the front of the mat. Coming into our crescent lunge. A lot of leg strength needed in the class today. Opening up into our warrior two. Let's leave a slight bend in your front knees. We come to our triangle pose. Pulling to the front of the room. If we can, maybe reaching right fingertips to the mat. Keep making sure that right front hip is tucked in and our knees completely straight with the mat. Left hand to the mat, opening our twist. Both hands to the mat. Coming up on the ball of our left foot, shooting the right leg back, coming through our flow. Switching sides. Left leg, three-legged dog. Step to the front of the mat, crescent lunge. Here for breath, open the hips. Warrior two. Straight in the front knee, slight bend in the knee. And again, front foot, the left side of the foot parallel to the back of the mat. Excellent. Let's give myself a compliment there. Again, straighten the front knee, we're coming to pyramid. Pull to the front of the room, left fingertips to the mat. So we have a nice straight line from our left fingertips to our right. You feel yourself sinking down too much in the pose. Just kind of like imagine a rope pulling up on that top end. Good posture. Right hand to the mat, open twist. Lowering the left hand and the right hand. Coming up onto the ball of the right foot. Stepping the left foot back. And coming through our flow. Or meeting downward facing dog. I'm sure you're all sick of crescent lunge now, so I'll be sure to not do too much more of that, promise. So we're gonna come into our pigeon pose now. Right like three-legged dog. And we're gonna bring the leg in front of us. Now, personally, I'll actually do it kind of facing the camera here. So up to you. I know a lot of people like to have that kind of completely parallel knee to the front of the mat. I like to tuck it in a little bit because it's a bit difficult. I mean, the knee kind of like the elbow kind of bends in and out like this. It's kind of tough for the knee to kind of rock back and forth like that. So I have to keep my knee tucked in, but that's completely up to you. We'll start like taking a little proud pigeon here. Pressing through the fingertips. Taking a seat back. And slowly lowering over the front leg. Up on the ball of the left foot. Pressing both hands down to the mat. Driving that right leg up before switching sides. Again, keeping the same posture, coming up on the fingertips, pushing away, and slowly lowering the front of the body over the leg. And depending where you're on the playlist, just kind of join the awesome Iron Maiden on right now. And pressing through the hand, driving the left leg up, coming back into our downward facing dog. Just keep an eye to the side here. Hovering over into a high plank, slowly lowering flat down to the mat. Awesome. And coming around, we're going to lie flat on our backs. Do a little bit of abs. We'll start with a nice diamond shape underneath our tailbone. We'll do some leg lifts. Personally, I like having my feet kind of out, like almost like a Charlie Chaplin type. All right, let me make sure I'm not taking my water here. So we'll do it to your pace, a count of 10. Lifting the leg up, 1. Slowly lowering the heel down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Hugging the knees into our chest. We're going hands behind the head now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring left elbow, right knee. I'm going to drive that left heel out and switch sides. So that's 1. So we'll do 10 of those. And 2. And 3. 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Hugging both knees to chest. Just here for a couple breaths. If you like, create some gentle rocking motions. We're going to come up into a boat pose. You can start with the knees in if you like. You want to just pull the chest forward. Arms out. You're ready. Extend the legs. If you want, maybe you grab the big toes and extend them out. And as soon as you start feeling that rounding in your back, pull through, pulling your chest through the front of the room. And staying here as long as you can. You should kind of feel this in your hips too, not only just your abs. Well, it's hips stabilize. Your muscles kind of keeping us upright right now. And slowly as you can, lower through low boat. Bringing down 1 vertebrae at a time. Great job, everyone. Up with the soles of our feet. Lifting through the hips. Coming to our bridge pose. I like to interlace my fingers underneath me. And after all that little bit of core exercise we just did, it's really nice to feel the abdominals kind of stretch in the front. And slowly lowering. And if you want, we try again. You can kind of rock up through that boat pose to start. And slowly lower down as we make our way into a staff pose. Both legs extended out in front of us. Reaching the hands up. Yan Bond really helps here. Pulling in through the abdomen. I'm just going to face the camera for this. And we'll forward, hinge at the hips and forward fold up the front legs. This pose isn't just a hamstring stretch. It is about spinal extension as well. It's really trying to kind of pull shoulders away from ears. If you feel any tightness in your hamstring, you'll just kind of come up on your heels and interlock and grab your wrist underneath. And wherever you are, coming back through our staff pose. I'm going to bring my right foot in. I'm into a tree legs. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, forward fold. Now, personally, I like to do this pose twisted to get a little oblique involved and do something a bit different from like a traditional forward fold of the front leg. So I'm going to keep my right hand on my left foot. I'm going to use my left hand. And I'm going to thread the needle. And open my chest up to the side of the room. And we'll slowly switch sides. Right leg extended out in front, tucking in the left foot. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, forward fold over that front foot. Again, same rule applies here. If it's a little too intense for your hamstring, just kind of grab your wrist underneath and just do the forward folds. If you like that twisting variation, left hand, right foot, right hand, thread the needle. Staying with our breath. Definitely more difficult to breathe in a twisted position, if you chose to do it this way. And slowly coming out of the pose. We'll lie flat on our backs, start and soup the bottom. So the feet touching together. Hopefully a little different position from how we started class, right? I'm just significantly sweatier. And picking up our feet, grabbing outside edges of the foot. Just coming to happy baby. If you feel like you're curling up on your spine too much, just kind of remember to reach your tailbone to the mat if you're in this stretch. Leaving our head flat on the mat, nice neutral spine. Maybe you want to rock the baby a little back and forth. This is definitely like probably the class that taught the least amount of back bending. So you shouldn't feel like that lower back is too much on fire. But nevertheless, the kind of rocking sensation feels great on that lower back. And finding some stillness, extending both legs out in front. I'm going to bring my right knee to the chest. Let's go face the camera to this. Bringing the right knee to the chest and coming to our spinal twist. We kind of start really winding down. My right leg across the body here. Kind of like bringing out a dish towel. I'm going to press away on my left hand. Maybe even press more with my right down. And trying to bring my left shoulder this way and twist the lower half of the body the opposite direction. Feel great for our glutes. And switching sides. Left knee to the chest. And across the body. Pushing away with our left hand. Slowly coming back. Find down in a neutral position, like a Savasana. Do a few more poses before we conclude the practice. Just since we did a lot of core today, would like everyone to try a shoulder stand. Be very careful on your neck when you do this pose. So from lying flat on our backs, we'll start in a Viparita Karani, the fancy yoga way to sink feet to the ceiling, right? Bring hands flat on the mat. Kind of elbows tucked in. So we're going to keep the elbows here to come into our shoulder stand. So I'm just going to bring the feet down. Just going to create this momentum, create this rocking sensation. And then I'm going to lift up, catch my lower back, point my toes, and as much as I can, try to stack my feet over my hips. Keeping my core nice and tight here. We put one foot reaching out, or for me, reaching to my couch. And it's the important thing here, keep the neck very still. If something else calling you out for the practice, like a handstand or a headstand, feel free to do that. Or if it's Savasana, that's more than welcome to. And if you have the room to take plow, you feel free to do that as well. Otherwise, I'm going to lie flat on my back, lowering one vertebrae at a time. Slowly lowering the feet down. And we'll take one more pose just to loosen up the hips a little bit as we conclude the practice. And again, if you want to stay in Savasana, you perfectly can as well. But because we didn't get to do too much hip stuff today, well, actually a lot of hip strength in all the crescent lunges, but I'd like to take a frog. If that's all right with everyone. Curling up on both sides of the mat. Kind of coming as low as you can. And personally, I like to line up my ankles with my knees. Lower my forearms down, kind of press my butt back. And slowly lower into the pose. And be worried, just find your edge in this pose here. You know, it's just somewhere challenging, but safe. Something we're comfortable staying here for a minute or two in. If you'd like to stay here, you can. Or you have an option to come into our final pose of the night, Savasana. And to get out of the pose, my favorite way to do that is kind of come up on my hands. We'll come into a wide-legged downward facing dog. And coming into one of those metal poses of all, corpse pose. Lying flat on our backs. Hands on hips, over heart, by your sides, wherever you choose. Let's try and take something positive from the practice, something we're proud of. A little more cardio intensive than usual, a little more crescent lunge intensive than usual. Just acknowledging yourself for the great yogis you all are. It's all of us appreciating the wonderful things we can do with our bodies. When you're ready, slowly coming up into a comfortable seated position. Just want to thank everyone for practicing with me today. That was a great one. Felt like it really went by fast. And if you haven't, if you kind of entered the class a bit late, remembering we are accepting donations again. The Venmo's Black Widow Yoga, and the PayPal is tina@blackwidowyoga.com. Blackwidowyoga.com. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to the practice tonight. Namaste.